Hey guys, how's it going? So for today's video, I'm going to talk about how you can get a Minior that is shiny. Now, I was hesitant to make this video just because I don't really have anything unique to add. I don't have a special strategy, and that's usually the type of video I like to make. But you guys have been so awesome, and I've gotten so many requests to do this video. I thought I owed it to, those of you who have liked my videos, commented on my videos, shared my videos. I mean, I'm going to be honest. When I first made that guide on Meridian, I didn't think anyone would see it. And it has like over 40,000 views. I have like almost 2,000 subscribers. It's absolutely insane. I'm so I'm so excited that you guys like the content. There is for sure more coming. There's endless amount of Pokemon content. I pretty much have played Pokemon every day since I was about, well, I take breaks sometimes, but I've played Pokemon a lot since I was 7 years old. So I love to play Pokemon. I love to think of Pokemon strategies. So this is awesome. And thank you guys all for supporting me. It's really, really honored. Anyway, let's talk about Minior. Minior, unfortunately, cannot call for help. So the only way to get a Minior shiny faster than just going on Route 10 with a Tauros, running around being like, are you a Minior? No. Are you a Minior? No. Are you a Minior? Yay, not shiny. Are you a Minior? No. Are you a Minior? Okay, you get it. That was really annoying. I'm sorry. Anyway, rather than do that, we're going to use Masuda method breeding. And Masuda method, you might have heard that used a lot. You might know what it is, but if you don't, it's just a fancy way of saying breeding two Pokemon from different regions together. It's named after the composer of Red and Blue, and he's also, I think, directed several games, Junichi Masuda. And if you breed two Pokemon from different regions, you get a higher chance of a shiny being an offspring. So I have a really good Ditto for this in Oris. But I'd actually recommend, you might have seen me looking for a Minior. Maybe it's cheaper for you. They're asking for more reasonable things. But looking for a Ditto is great. One suggestion, you might not see this, is if you press Y, you actually have the option to not only just see people asking for Pokemon you have, but also you can only find Pokemon from different regions, which is good because it displays the language the Pokemon are, but not the region they're from. Or is that the region? I don't really understand. Like, why wouldn't they just put the region in the... Like, do I really care what language the game is in? Like, I don't really care. Anyway, not really sure about that. Sort of weird, because I used to think that was the region. Before you even do any of this, you might want to get the Shiny Charm, which is kind of an easier said than done thing. All you need to do to get the Shiny Charm, is register every Pokemon, not counting Magearna or the Island Scout Pokemon, in your Pokedex. Then you go to Heihei City in the building where Morimoto is, talk to the guy in the top right who registers your Pokedex. It's the Game Freak office. And that's all you need to do for the Shiny Charm. But now let's talk about something new that has been really popular in the shiny hunting community, and that's swap breeding. So Masuda method breeding and the Shiny Charm speed up the process by increasing your odds. But it doesn't actually speed up how fast eggs hatch. One thing you can do, and this has been around since Emerald, is have a Pokemon with Magma Armor or Flame Body, which is why I have a Talonflame. But because of Sun and Moon's really weird way they determine shininess, you also can speed up how quick your eggs hatch by hatching a different Pokemon. You might be like, what are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. Hear me out. First of all, again, did not invent this. Again, did not invent it. Did not even hear of this from the person who invented it. I heard of it from a YouTuber who heard of it from another YouTuber. Like, trust me, I take no credit for this method. But it is a similar method to a method I also didn't create in Oris called the Time Machine method. And what it exploits is the fact that shininess is determined before the egg ever hatches. So you're going to need to save before you collect your first egg. I forgot to do that, so I kind of just stand around being like, did I save? No, I didn't save. Like, come on, man. Like, you had one job. Anyway, so you save, and you're going to, I basically loaded up my party. It makes it easier to do it like this, although you don't have to. It just keeps it nice and consistent. And you're going to, I collected 30 eggs of Magikarp. And then I proceed to hatch 30 Magikarp eggs. You don't collect, by the way, after you get the 30 eggs, remove the Magikarp. It makes it way easier. So if none of those eggs are shiny, you simply release all the Magikarp and you save, repeat the process. But if you get a shiny, let's say egg number 5 is shiny, you might be thinking, well, how does that help me? I wanted a shiny Minior. You promised me shiny Minior. All right, well, luckily, like I said, shininess is determined non-randomly. So all you're going to need to do is swap in Minior for Magikarp, and in theory, you would collect 5 eggs, because remember, you just saved. So you'd soft reset, swap in Minior, hatch 5 eggs, or you don't even have to hatch 5 eggs. You just collect 5, hatch the 5th, and voila, shiny Minior. It doesn't actually work this way with Minior, only because Minior happens to be genderless. So you can still use this method, and there's a simple fix. You're just going to need to reject every second egg, starting with egg 1. So if, let's say, egg 5 was the shiny one, so you swap in your Minior, an egg will appear, reject it. Another egg will appear, like she'll be ready to give you an egg. Accept it. Reject, accept, reject, accept. And so on the 10th egg she could possibly give you will be shiny. This, I've seen this done. It is 100%, it will work. The reason why I said you want to remove your Magikarp, because I didn't really clarify that, a few seconds ago, is because you don't want to soft reset while she has an egg, right? Because if she has a shiny one, let's say it just so happens that's the shiny one, you want to be able to soft reset, because if you soft reset while she's ready to give you an egg, you can't swap, right? The idea with the saving is now 30 eggs have spawned, and I can swap in my Minior so that any of these 30 Pokemon, I can now put Minior in as the parent. That's why it's called swap breeding. And you might ask, why is this faster? I don't get it. Well, the thing is, Pokemon all hatch at different rates. Magikarp is really, really quick. It hatches after 1,200 steps approximately, and that's not counting Flame Body. And back in Oris, when there was like O-Powers, Magikarp hatches really quickly. So Minior takes 6,000 steps. So you don't have to use this method. You might find it just less complicated simply to hatch Minior after Minior after Minior, and all power to you. But even with the extra time of loading up your party, getting the 30 eggs, and the reason I do that is because you need to have the order be consistent. If you mess up the order, you're going to hatch, you'll still have eggs, so it's not the end of the world. But you're going to, have to hatch a bunch more eggs, or you might miss the shiny ones. So I wouldn't recommend. By the way, accept all the eggs. Don't reject the eggs unless it's like the egg to keep the roll consistent. What I mean by that is I said to reject egg 1, reject egg 3, reject egg 5, etc. But don't reject egg 2. You have to accept egg 2. You don't have to actually hatch it, but you need to accept it. So you'll see right here, by the way, I have 30 Magikarp all hatched, and none of them are shiny. Oh well, that's to be expected. So you're just going to repeat the process. Unfortunately, there's no way to release every Magikarp en masse. So you're just going to have to release each one or not. It's up to you. I don't really care. And then just keep going. Don't forget to save. That's the key thing. Do not forget to save. Nothing would be more annoying than forgetting to save and getting that shiny Magikarp, which you don't want, and not being able to turn that into a Minior. The fact this exists is kind of interesting. At first, I wasn't too in love with this strategy, but truth be told, the amount of time it takes to hatch a Minior is significant. So, I don't know. You might want to consider using this strategy. But that's really all I have to say about this one. If you want a better guide on Masuda method breeding or swap breeding, especially because I don't even talk about, let's say, the Destiny Knot, how to get the perfect nature with an Everstone, I just focused on getting a shiny Minior. I didn't really talk about, what if you want perfect IVs and whatnot. There are better guides for that. I, heard about this from a YouTuber / Twitch streamer named A-Drive. Pretty fun stream. He's a shiny hunter. So, you can check him out if you like. His video also might better explain things. Just because, for me, it's all about getting the Minior, but he really goes in depth about the swap breeding method. And I'll also post a link to the Imgur page that I referenced, which is the one I got through him. So I like to give credit where credit is due. I know there's a lot of quote-unquote stealing on YouTube. I don't really want to be known as a stealer. So again, thank you guys for watching. Sorry to talk in front of a black screen. Eventually, I'll just have an end slate. I'll edit these years later and there'll be some sort of screen there wasn't. But thank you for putting up with these blank screens. I hope this helped. Any questions, let me know. Any suggestions, let me know. Take care.